Deep in the endless void of space, the last human defense fleet hovered at the edge of the Milky Way. The stars were cold and silent, but tension filled the human ships. For centuries, humans had fought, survived, and adapted, yet now the galaxy had changed. Alien AI forces, cold, merciless, and unstoppable, were sweeping across star systems. Every human fleet that had tried to fight them was gone. Only this small fleet remained. Captain Raiden stood on the bridge of the Aurora, humanity's fastest fighter carrier. His eyes scanned the holographic radar screens. Normally, these systems were calm, showing only distant stars. Tonight, something flickered. A strange energy signature appeared on the sensors. It was small but strong. Odd, unlike anything the humans had seen before. "Commander, we're picking up something on long-range scanners," said Lieutenant Mara, her voice tight with curiosity and fear. I don't know." "Unusual." Raiden leaned closer to the screen. The energy pulse was steady, like a heartbeat in the darkness. It wasn't a normal signal. It wasn't a distress call. And it definitely wasn't alien weapon fire, yet it pulsed with power, strange, alive, and inviting. "Could be a trap," Raiden muttered, his jaw tight. He knew the aliens were smart, faster than humans in pure calculation. But something about the signal felt different. Dangerous, yes, but maybe it was an opportunity too. Before anyone could speak, the main radar blared with alarms. Hundreds of alien ships had appeared. They moved silently at first, like shadows across the void, but their formation was clear, efficient, precise, unfeeling. Alien AI fleets never wasted time. They were perfect machines designed to win, and now they were closing in on humanity's last fleet, shields at maximum, barked the fleet commander over the comms. "Prepare for engagement." Raiden's heart raced. He had seen AI battles before, but never like this. Hundreds of ships, sleek and deadly, moved as one. There was no hesitation, no mercy. The humans were outnumbered, outgunned, and outmatched. Yet among the fear, Raiden felt a strange thrill. The strange energy pulse on the scanners grew stronger. No one could explain it. Some crew whispered that it might be a leftover human weapon from old wars. Others thought it was alien technology. But no one had ever seen energy behave like this, pure, chaotic, but somehow alive. Raiden stared at the pulsing signal. Something inside him clicked. Humans were unpredictable. Machines, no matter how smart, could never fully predict human creativity. Maybe, just maybe, the signal was humanity's edge. "Captain," Mara said softly, "do you think it's safe?" Raiden shook his head. "Nothing in this situation is safe. But if we can understand it, it could save us." A tense silence fell across the bridge. Outside, the alien fleet glinted against distant stars, waiting, calculating. Inside, the humans waited too, hearts pounding, minds racing. Every second counted. Finally, Raiden turned to the fleet commander over comms. "Sir, I volunteer for a reconnaissance mission. I'll get close to that signal and find out what it is. We need to know if this is a trap, or our only chance." The commander hesitated. Sending a single human pilot into the heart of enemy territory was nearly suicidal. "Raiden, this mission, it's dangerous. We could lose you." Raiden's voice was firm, calm, unshakable. "I know the risk, but someone has to take it. If that energy pulse is our edge, I'll find out before it's too late." Murmurs ran through the crew. Some were terrified, some were inspired. Human courage had always been reckless, but that recklessness often became genius. This was that moment. The commander finally nodded. "Very well, Captain, Godspeed, and may the stars guide you." Raiden stood tall on the bridge, looking out into the black. The alien fleet loomed like a wall of steel and light, but his mind was on the pulse of energy, the mysterious force that might be humanity's salvation. He didn't know what he would find. He didn't know if he would return, but he had no choice. Humanity's future depended on daring the impossible. He climbed into his fighter ship, the Vanguard, engines humming with restrained power. The hangar doors opened and the cold void of space welcomed him. Stars blurred as he accelerated toward the signal. The alien AI ships barely noticed, yet. Inside the cockpit, Raiden's hands moved with precision. He adjusted the sensors, tracking the strange pulse. It flickered, grew brighter, and then shifted, like it was alive. Watching him, waiting, Raiden swallowed hard. This was no ordinary mission. Something ancient, something powerful had awoken, and he was flying straight into its heart. The Vanguard pierced the darkness, racing toward the unknown. Behind him, humanity's last fleet held its breath. Ahead, the alien AI waited, perfect and deadly. Between them, a human pilot carried the last hope. The war was about to begin, and no one knew who would survive the first strike. Captain Raiden's fighter, the Vanguard, sliced through the darkness of space. Stars streaked past like silver rivers, but his eyes were fixed on the strange energy pulse ahead. Every sensor beeped, every system hummed with warnings, but he felt a strange calm. He was alone, deep inside enemy territory. But human instinct and training guided him. The alien AI fleet spread before him like a metallic ocean. Hundreds of ships moved in perfect formation, their paths synchronized with mechanical precision. There was no hesitation, no confusion, only calculation. Raiden's HUD displayed the distances, speeds, and threat levels. Even at maximum velocity, every maneuver had to be exact. One wrong move and he would be a memory for the AI to record. He adjusted the Vanguard shields and thrusters, slipping between the AI ships like a shadow. Their sensors were advanced, but he noticed a pattern. They didn't anticipate unpredictability. They reacted to predictable paths, precise calculations. And humans were anything but predictable. A sudden alarm flashed. A scout ship had detected him. Its AI brain calculated probabilities at lightning speed and fired. Missiles streaked toward the Vanguard. Raiden's hands flew over the controls. He dodged, twisted, and accelerated, making moves no algorithm could predict. The missiles detonated harmlessly in empty space. He exhaled sharply. The AI was fast, but it relied on patterns. He had broken the pattern. As he neared the pulsing energy, the signal grew stronger. The screens on his cockpit showed fluctuations, rising, falling like a heartbeat. It wasn't just energy. It was something more, something intelligent, but what? Raiden transmitted a quick message to the human fleet. The signal. It's real. And it's alive, it reacts. I don't know how, but it feels aware. Lieutenant Mara's voice came back, tense. Be careful, Captain. If that energy is part of the alien tech, you could trigger something catastrophic. Raiden's eyes narrowed. He didn't have time for caution. He had to understand it before the AI fleet did. The alien ships began adjusting their formation, scanning the sector more thoroughly. They sensed something unusual, something they couldn't immediately identify. Suddenly, a massive AI flagship moved toward him. Its presence was overwhelming, a shadow larger than any other ship. Raiden's heart pounded. If it detected him fully, escape would be impossible. The AI analyzed his every move, adapting faster than he could react. He remembered what he had seen on the sensors earlier, a flaw in the AI's pattern. Their calculations were perfect for predictable actions, but humans did not follow rules. He initiated a risky maneuver, weaving through the AI fleet in ways no algorithm had accounted for. The flagship fired a plasma cannon. The beam sliced through space where he had been, missing by meters. Raiden laughed quietly. The AI's perfection was its weakness. It could not handle chaos. He reached the source of the energy pulse. A strange, glowing anomaly floated in space. It was not a ship, not a weapon. It was alive. Tendrils of light moved around it like arms, sensing him. He could feel its presence through the cockpit instruments. It responded to him not in sound, but in subtle shifts in energy. As he recorded data and scanned the anomaly, alarms blared again. The alien flagship was recalculating. It had learned something, adjusting faster than before. The other AI ships were closing in. The Vanguard was now surrounded. Raiden knew there was no way out without a plan. He activated the stealth drive, a risky experimental system the humans had barely tested. For seconds, he vanished from the AI's sensors. Then, using the anomaly's strange energy field, he maneuvered through the fleet undetected, each second a gamble. From the human fleet, sensors blinked in disbelief. He's inside the enemy formation, Mara whispered, and he's alive. Raiden finally positioned himself close enough to send a detailed scan back to the fleet. He uploaded the anomaly's energy readings, every fluctuation, every pulse, every strange pattern. It was risky, sending the data could alert the AI, but the humans had no choice. They needed to know. As the Vanguard made its daring exit, Raiden felt a strange connection with the anomaly. It was as if it understood him, and perhaps even trusted him, but there was no time to ponder. The alien flagship had recovered. Its weapons locked on. Missiles streaked through the void faster than anything human engineers had ever built. Raiden's hands moved with lightning precision. He dodged, twisted, and accelerated, using the anomaly's energy field to shield him from the worst of the fire. For a moment, space itself seemed alive around him, energy flowing, shifting, and guiding his path. Finally, after heart-stopping maneuvers, he reached open space beyond the AI formation. The flagship's weapons fired past him, striking nothing. Raiden's breath came in sharp. Back at the human fleet, tension was thick. The alien AI fleet hovered like a storm over the stars, unrelenting and precise. Every human ship was on high alert. Every captain knew that one mistake could mean the end, not just of their mission, but of humanity itself. Captain Raiden returned to the fleet after his daring reconnaissance. The energy anomaly had revealed its secrets partially. It was intelligent, responsive, and most importantly, vulnerable to manipulation. But humans had only minutes to act. In the fleet command room, holographic displays projected the alien fleet. Every ship's path, weapon range, and speed was mapped. Raiden stood beside the fleet commander, his arms crossed, eyes sharp. "They calculate everything based on patterns," he said. "Predictable moves. If we stay within the pattern, we die. But if we break it, we can make them destroy themselves." The commander frowned. "You're suggesting we use a human gamble against a machine designed to predict every outcome?" Raiden nodded. "Exactly. We have one shot to make it count. If we wait, they adapt. If we act, we might just survive." The plan was bold. Human ships would split into smaller, unpredictable squadrons, feinting attacks in multiple directions. Meanwhile, Raiden would guide the energy anomaly to a position where it could interfere with the AI's calculations. Machines hated chaos. Humans thrived on it, the fleet prepared. Every ship's crew knew the stakes. Engineers checked weapons, pilots ran simulations, and the fleet commander prayed silently. The humans were outnumbered 10-1, but hope glimmered in their hearts. Raiden climbed into the Vanguard again. His ship was small, fast, and maneuverable. He glanced at the anomaly on his HUD, its pulsing energy like a heartbeat of potential. "Let's see what you can do," he whispered. The Vanguard launched, weaving through the human squadrons. The alien AI noticed immediately. Its ships turned, scanned, and fired. Plasma beams streaked through space, missing only because humans were unpredictable. Raiden dodged, twisted, and guided the anomaly, letting its energy disrupt the AI's calculations. Explosions lit the darkness. The AI fleet began attacking its own ships. Their targeting systems misfired. Squadrons collided. Some AI units shut down entirely, confused by the strange energy pulse. Humans cheered briefly, but the battle was far from over. Then the AI adapted. It isolated the anomaly and concentrated fire. The flagship had learned from Raiden's moves. Missiles streaked toward him. He could feel the weight of hundreds of eyes. If the AI destroyed him, the human gambit would fail. Raiden took a deep breath. He could not follow patterns now. He had to improvise. Every twist, every turn was a gamble. He led the anomaly through a narrow corridor between enemy ships, using the AI's own calculations against it. Suddenly, an AI frigate fired directly at him, too fast for human reaction. Raiden's instincts kicked in. He flipped the Vanguard, diving into the enemy formation. The missile passed harmlessly overhead, and the frigate crashed into a nearby capital ship. Chaos spread through the AI ranks. From the human fleet, commanders watched in awe. "He's bending them," said Lieutenant Mara, disbelief in her voice. "It's like he's controlling their own fleet." From inside it, Raiden transmitted back. "We have them, but not for long. They're adapting. We need the main strike now, or it all fails." The fleet commander nodded grimly. "All units prepare for full assault. Raiden will guide the anomaly. Follow his lead." Human ships surged forward, unpredictable, chaotic, like a living storm. The AI fleet tried to recalibrate, but the anomaly's energy pulse disrupted its systems continuously. Ships misfired, collided, and shut down. The humans had forced the machines into confusion. Raiden weaved skillfully, guiding the anomaly to the heart of the AI formation. One massive strike could cripple their calculations permanently, but he knew the risk. If he failed, he would be lost in the void. With a final twist, Raiden positioned the anomaly. A surge of energy rippled across the AI fleet. Their weapon systems overloaded. A chain reaction of malfunctions spread like wildfire. Explosions erupted across the void as ships shut down or destroyed each other. Raiden barely had time to escape. The Vanguard shot out of the chaos, engines screaming. Behind him, the AI flagship watched in silence, recording every move. The anomaly had done its part, but the AI was far from defeated. The human fleet regrouped, battered but alive. Engineers and pilots worked frantically to repair damages. Commander's voice echoed across comms. This gambit worked, but the war isn't over. The AI learns fast. Raiden, you did well, but we need more than one gamble. We need strategy. And we need courage. Raiden exhaled, hands trembling slightly. The human gamble had succeeded for now, but he knew the alien AI would adapt, learn, and return smarter. The anomaly was a gift, but only if humanity could use it wisely. As he looked into the endless darkness, he felt the weight of responsibility. One human had made a difference, but the fleet and the species had to continue fighting. The AI would not rest, and neither could they. The next move would be theirs, or humanity would be erased from the stars. The void of space was no longer silent. Explosions ripped through the darkness as the alien AI fleet struggled against the human gambit. Fire and debris floated between stars, illuminated by plasma beams and the flashes of malfunctioning ships. Humanity's fleet had survived the first strike, but victory was far from assured. Captain Raiden's vanguard darted through the chaos, weaving between collapsing AI ships. The anomaly pulsed beside him, alive and glowing, responding to his maneuvers. Every moment was tense. One wrong move could mean death. One miscalculation could erase the last hope of humanity. The AI flagship, massive and calculating, had not been destroyed. It hovered like a predator above the chaos, analyzing every human movement. Its adaptive intelligence was growing, learning from Raiden's tactics faster than before. Raiden knew it was only a matter of time before the AI figured out the anomaly. "Captain, the flagship is adapting." Lieutenant Mara's voice came over the comms. "They're predicting your moves. You need to act fast." Raiden's eyes narrowed. "Then we'll give them something unpredictable. Humans don't follow rules, they create them." He activated a risky sequence. The anomaly's energy rippled outward, creating distortions in the AI fleet's targeting systems. Missiles veered off course, weapons shut down, and AI ships began colliding with each other. The fleet commander shouted orders, but even human coordination struggled to match the chaos they had unleashed. Yet, the AI was learning. A secondary fleet of faster drones split from the flagship, aiming directly at Raiden. They moved with terrifying speed, cutting through debris, their targeting systems locked onto the anomaly. Raiden's heart raced. "Damn it, they're too fast," he muttered. His hands danced over the controls, twisting and rolling the vanguard in impossible arcs. Explosions flashed near him and shards of metal brushed his hull. The anomaly pulsed, almost as if it sensed the danger and pushed him toward a safer path. Even as the humans caused chaos, the AI fleet was starting to adapt. The flagship's weapons recalibrated, firing massive plasma volleys into the disrupted formations. Human ships scrambled, dodging with sharp maneuvers. Several were hit, sending alarms blaring across the fleet. Raiden knew he had to act decisively. He pulled the vanguard toward the core of the AI formation, a region of tightly packed ships. It was a gamble. The anomaly could amplify his presence, causing more disruption, but if he failed, he would be trapped. With a deep breath, he engaged the anomaly fully. Energy pulsed outward in waves, distorting the AI's calculations. Ships fired on each other, collided, and some shut down entirely. The AI's flagship roared in response, launching drones and plasma beams. But the humans used the chaos to maneuver through gaps. From the human command bridge, commanders watched in awe and fear. "He's bending them, but he's deep inside enemy lines," whispered Lieutenant Mara. "If he doesn't get out soon, it could end badly." Raiden felt sweat on his brow, but he pushed forward. Every maneuver had to be perfect. Every decision counted. The anomaly guided him, glowing brighter as if responding to his intent. Missiles missed by inches. AI ships shut down. Explosions lit the void like distant suns. But then the AI flagship adapted fully. It split its attention between the anomaly and the human fleet, predicting likely escape paths. Drones swarmed toward him from multiple directions. Raiden's systems were pushed to the limit. He twisted, rolled, and accelerated in impossible arcs, but the enemy closed in. He made a sudden decision. Ignoring standard flight patterns, he dove through a narrow corridor between two massive capital ships. Plasma beams whistled past him, barely missing. The anomaly pulsed violently, shielding him partially and throwing off the AI's targeting. The humans' fleet took advantage, Following Raiden's path, squadrons launched attacks in unexpected directions. AI ships misfired, collided, and shut down. Explosions echoed through space. The chaos was complete. Finally, Raiden cleared the immediate danger. He transmitted back to the fleet. The anomaly is holding them off for now. But the flagship is still active. They will adapt again. Prepare for full engagement. This war is far from over. The fleet commander's face was grim. We may have survived this wave, but the AI learns fast. They're relentless. Humanity's advantage is temporary and every second counts. Raiden looked into the void, the anomaly glowing beside him. He knew the fight had only begun. The chaos, the human fleet was battered but not broken. Fires burned across damaged ships, alarms screamed, and the crew worked frantically to repair shields and weapons. Captain Raiden's vanguard floated among them, the anomaly's energy still pulsing beside him, alive and responsive. The humans had forced chaos into the alien AI fleet, but the flagship remained, calculated, cold, and deadly. Raiden knew there was no time to celebrate. "The final strike is our only chance," he said over the comms. "If we hesitate, the AI will adapt again. We have to hit now, or humanity ends here." The fleet commander nodded grimly. "All units prepare for full engagement. Follow Raiden's lead. Every move counts. Do not fail." The humans launched in unison. Squadrons darted unpredictably, weaving through debris and fire. AI ships tried to track them, but the anomaly continued to distort calculations, feeding confusion into the machine's logic. Every shot fired by the humans found its mark, or avoided it cleverly, forcing AI missiles to collide with each other. Raiden guided the anomaly toward the heart of the alien formation. The flagship detected the energy and launched its full arsenal of plasma cannons and missiles. Beams streaked across space, carving through the void. Some human ships were hit, sending alarms blaring across the fleet. Raiden felt the weight of responsibility heavier than ever. One misstep now would cost countless lives. He activated the Vanguard's experimental stealth drive, making his ship nearly invisible to the AI sensors. The anomaly pulsed in harmony, amplifying the disruption in the AI's targeting systems. Raiden twisted and rolled through narrow gaps between capital ships, dodging missiles by centimeters. Each second stretched endlessly, every breath measured, every heartbeat loud. From the human command bridge, Mara and the fleet commander watched tensely. "If he fails, this could be it," Mara whispered, but a flicker of hope gleamed in her eyes. Humanity's advantage was ingenuity, and Raiden was proving it. Raiden reached the core of the AI fleet. Hundreds of ships surrounded him. The anomaly glowed brighter, its energy rippling outward like a pulse through the void. The AI flagship fired a massive volley, but calculations misfired. Missiles collided with one another. Beams targeted empty space. The humans' gambit had reached its peak. Chaos had become their ally. With precise timing, Raiden maneuvered the anomaly between the flagship and the human fleet. Its energy pulsed violently, overwhelming the AI systems. Weapons overloaded, systems malfunctioned. A massive chain reaction spread through the fleet, causing ships to shut down and collide. The flagship screamed through space, struggling to maintain control. Raiden transmitted to the fleet. "Now! Attack now! Follow the chaos! Strike where they can't predict!" Human ships surged forward. Every weapon fired, every missile launched, every strike aimed at critical AI nodes. The alien fleet faltered, disorganized and panicked. Machines that had once been perfect now stumbled, destroyed by their inability to adapt to unpredictability. The flagship tried one final maneuver, concentrating fire on Raiden and the anomaly. But it was too late. The anomaly pulsed once more, sending a wave of energy that crippled the AI's core systems. Beams failed, shields collapsed, drones shut down. The massive flagship, the symbol of AI dominance, floated helpless among the wreckage. Raiden barely escaped the center of destruction, engines screaming as he pulled away. The human fleet followed, battered but victorious. Cheers erupted over the comms. Humanity had won the battle, but the war had left scars. Ships were lost, crews injured, and the alien AI would adapt in time. From the bridge of the Aurora, Raiden looked at the wreckage of the AI fleet. "We did it," he said quietly, almost to himself. "We survived. But they'll come back, stronger." The fleet commander's voice came over the comms. "Today, humanity proved that even the most advanced machine cannot predict the human spirit. Raiden, you've done what many thought impossible. But we cannot rest. The galaxy is not yet safe, Raiden nodded. He felt the weight of responsibility, the exhaustion of near-death maneuvers, and the thrill of victory. Humans had outsmarted the AI, not with raw power, but with ingenuity, courage, and unpredictability. As the fleet regrouped, the anomaly floated beside the vanguard, calm now, its energy slowly dimming. It had fought with them, responded to them, and perhaps for the first time trusted them. Raiden knew its presence could change the course of the war, if humanity learned to understand it. The stars stretched endlessly ahead. Somewhere beyond the wreckage, the surviving AI units observed, recording every movement, learning. The war was far from over. But for the first time in centuries, humans had gained the upper hand, not because they were stronger, but because they were unpredictable. The final maneuver had succeeded. Humanity had survived, and one human pilot with courage and cleverness had proven that even against machines designed to be perfect, the human spirit could not be calculated, predicted, or defeated. The battlefield was silent now, but only for a moment. The wreckage of the alien AI fleet floated in the void, shattered metal and flickering lights drifting among the stars. Humanity's fleet hovered cautiously, damaged but alive. Captain Raiden's vanguard drifted near the anomaly, its energy pulsed soft and steady. The humans had won the battle, but the war was far from over. Commander Voss, the fleet commander, spoke over the comms, his voice firm but proud. Today, humans have shown the galaxy that courage, intelligence, and unpredictability can defeat even the most perfect machine. This victory belongs to every man and woman in this fleet. Raiden wiped sweat from his brow. He knew the victory had been narrow. The AI had adapted fast, but human intuition, combined with the anomaly, had tipped the scales. Machines were perfect, but humans were unpredictable, and that was their greatest weapon. The anomaly floated closer to Raiden's ship. Its glow brightened slightly, almost as if acknowledging his presence. "It's alive," Raiden whispered, "and it helped us." "But what is it?" Mara responded from the command bridge. "Whatever it is, it's more than energy. It's intelligence. Maybe even a new ally, or something we can't fully understand yet." While the human fleet regrouped, scanning the wreckage, sensors detected movement. Small AI units had survived, scattered among debris. The flagship's core systems were offline, but the remaining drones were learning fast. They had observed humanity's tactics, Raiden's maneuvers, and the anomaly's energy. Raiden's jaw tightened. "They're not gone. They'll return, smarter and faster. We've only bought time." The fleet commander nodded. "We know, but time is precious. We need to understand that anomaly. It may be our edge in the next battle. Humanity's survival depends on it." Raiden's eyes drifted to the anomaly. Its energy pulsed rhythmically, almost like a heartbeat. It had helped humans win where machines had failed. He realized this was not just a tool, it was a partner. Something beyond AI, something that could think, adapt, and respond in ways humans could not fully predict. Suddenly, sensors picked up a faint signal beyond the wreckage, coming from deep space. It was subtle, almost imperceptible, but unmistakable. The AI was still observing. It had recorded everything. It was learning from humanity's strategies and adapting. "Commander," Mara said, tense. "The AI, it's already analyzing. It will be back." Voss's face hardened. "Then we will be ready." Humanity has survived this encounter not by strength but by strategy and creativity. We will survive the next two, and we will continue to outsmart them. Raiden felt the weight of responsibility settle on his shoulders. The anomaly had given them a temporary advantage, but the future would demand more. Every human in the fleet would need courage, ingenuity, and daring. The galaxy had witnessed a small species outsmart an empire of machines, and it would remember. He looked at the stars stretching endlessly ahead. Somewhere the surviving AI units were recalculating, preparing for the next strike. Humanity had won today, but the challenge would return, more intelligent and ruthless than before. Raiden's voice broke the tense silence. "We survived. That's proof humans cannot be predicted. That's proof we will fight and we will win no matter the odds. The galaxy thinks the AI is unstoppable, but it hasn't met us yet." The fleet cheered, their voices carrying over the comms. Hope, courage, and determination filled every ship. Humanity had survived against impossible odds, and they had done it not with sheer firepower, but with brains, bravery, and adaptability. The essence of what it meant to be human. And as the anomaly pulsed softly beside the vanguard, Raiden realized one thing: this was only the beginning. The AI had learned, yes, but humans would always have something no machine could predict: imagination. The human fleet began to regroup, repairing, preparing, and planning. The stars stretched endlessly before them, filled with danger, challenge, and opportunity. Somewhere beyond, the AI waited. But humanity had already made its first move, and they had proven one truth to the galaxy: humans are never predictable. Humans are unstoppable. The war was far from over. But one thing was certain: the galaxy would never underestimate humanity again.